right, so this book is called
You want to see it, Cam?
The Bumpy Little Pumpkin, and it's by Margey Cuyler, illustrated by Will Hillenbrand. So Margey Cuyler wrote the words, and Will Hillenbrand drew the pictures. The Bumpy Little Pumpkin.
You gotta listen to the story. Sit down. Sit down.
Little Nell lived with Big Mama,
You scared her?
Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie in a great big house in a great big woods.
Okay.
Behind the great big house, there was a great big garden, and in the great, you can hold on to it.
Sit down,
In the
Amaya.
great big garden, there was a great big pumpkin patch. All summer long, little Nell had helped her family water and weed so that the pumpkins would grow big and orange for Halloween. When Halloween finally came, Big Mama called little Nell and her sisters into the kitchen. It's time for each of you to pick a pumpkin to carve, she said in a big blustery voice. Me too, asked little Nell. You too, said Big Mama. So little Nell followed her sisters out to the pumpkin patch. There are so many wonderful pumpkins, it's hard to choose, said Big Sarah. She picked up a tall, skinny pumpkin. I think I like this one.
Nope.
Big Lizzie picked up a
Sit.
round, fat pumpkin. This is the one for
Nope.
me.
You gotta see it.
Poor little Nell couldn't decide.
Mm-mm.
She walked
No.
back and
No.
forth, back and forth, back and forth, looking at all the pumpkins.
Listen to the
Some
story.
were big, some were small, some were crooked, some were tall, but none were just right. At last she came to the end of the patch, and there sat a bumpy little pumpkin all by itself. That one's my favorite, said Lizzie. It's bumpy and little and ugly, said Big Lizzie.
No. Listen to the story.
It could have a nice smiley face, said little Nell. No way, said Big Sarah. I want this nice smooth one instead.
Story.
I like the bumpy one, said little Nell. Big Sarah and Big Lizzie rolled their eyes. We're taking our pumpkins inside, said Big Sarah. You keep looking till you find a bigger and better one, said Big Lizzie. Then we'll help you carve it, added Big Sarah.
Oh, you want to hand it to
After they left, little Nell sat down next to the bumpy little pumpkin. A tiny tear fell down her cheek, then another, then another. Her friends Reindeer, Hare, and Buttercup came along. What's wrong? asked Puff. Little Nell sniffed and snuffled. Big Lizzie and Big Sarah think my pumpkin's too bumpy and too little and too ugly to make a good jack-o'-lantern. I don't think it's too bumpy, said Buttercup. Or too little, said Reindeer. Or too ugly, said Hare. You gotta sit down. Okay, you hold that.
You trying to get in
Don't,
everything.
asked
You
little
can't.
Nell. No, said the animal.
You gotta sit up here with me until the story's over.
This pumpkin would make a great jack-o'-lantern, said Reindeer, and we could help you carve it. How? asked little Nell. Like this, said Reindeer. Lowered his head, cut around and around the top until he carved the lid. Ooh, said little Nell. That's perfect. I can scoop out the inside, said Big Nell. How? said little Nell. Like this, said Big Nell. He clawed and pawed and pawed and clawed
Listen to the
until
story.
there was
Sit down.
nothing
I
left
know, baby.
but an empty pumpkin
Listen.
shell. Oh, goody, said little Nell. with a face. How can you do that?
Sit down.
Ask the birds to help, said Hare. So little Nell whispered for the birds. Crow, cardinal, and sparrow flew down from the tree. Did you make the face for my jack-o'-lantern? Asked little Nell. What kind of face? Asked Cardinal. With her finger, little Nell etched and sketched and sketched and etched a face in the dirt. It had triangles for eyes, a square for a nose, and a smiley, lopsided mouth. Like this, said. So Crow, Cardinal, and Sparrow poked and pecked and poked until the pumpkin had a face. At last, the jack-o'-lantern was finished. Little Nell smiled a tiny smile. I can't wait to show it to Big Mama, Big Sarah, and Big Lizzie. She picked it up and ran all the way to the house. What a beautiful jack-o'-lantern, said Big Mama. Where did you get it? From our pumpkin patch, said little Nell. But who helped you carve it? Asked Big Sarah. My friends Reindeer, Bear Cub, and Hare, said little Nell. I think it's little and bumpy and ugly, said Big Lizzie. Nonsense, said Big Mama. Jack-o'-lanterns come in all shapes and sizes. The girls placed their jack-o'-lanterns near the door, and Big Mama lit them. Mine's cool, said Big Sarah. Mine's even cooler, said Big Lizzie. They're all wonderful, said Big Mama. Even mine? Asked little Nell. Even yours, said Big Mama, and she leaned over and gave little Nell a big, sloppy kiss. Little Nell smiled. Happy Halloween.
Oh, how precious.
Yep.